Today I want to talk about some very promising crypto projects. Arbitrum, the biggest L2 for Ethereum, is making a lot of moves. Big deal that they airdropped a whole bunch of tokens, like a month ago, right? And since then it's been falling, found the floor, now seems to be going up. There's a couple things going on. Number one is Arbitrum truly decentralized? Because it seems like the foundation moved 700 million away and then people didn't like it, and now they have a proposal to move it back. So this is testing whether or not Arbitrum is truly decentralized and the governance works. And it does seem like it is. But also what people are paying attention to is there are a lot of traders right now betting big on Arbitrum. This is interesting. A trader that made $3 million on Polygon since July has now gone long on Arbitrum. So what does he think? Well, if you look at this, they actually broke this down. This guy made a total of 7.3 million in profit with a win rate of 65%. That's pretty good. One of his largest holdings right now is Arbitrum. He also picked up a ton of Magic and also Singularity. I don't know. Does that mean Arbitrum is going to go much higher? Injective also has been absolutely killing it. Today, they pulled down a little bit, but look at the 3-month chart. 3 months ago to $8 now. They're one of the greatest performers of this year so far. And still, relatively small market cap of 600 million. What is happening with Injective? They're basically their own L1, but they're, I would say, the most promising L1 within Cosmos ecosystem. So I believe that Injective, and there's a few others out there in Cosmos that's really leading the way, but there's more that's coming out. They're just really built for all things, but specifically financial stuff. And Mark Cuban is also invested into them, and so is Pantera, and so is Binance. Recently, what's been happening? A few things. They're integrating Python network. I don't know how you say that, but they are a big oracle. They're a giant oracle that not only integrates with many chains, but also with many financial institutions out there. And when I say many, who are they, right? Like big guys like Jane Street and CBOE, also with the big exchanges, right? So they're kind of oracle for a lot of financial, legacy financial systems, but you can't ignore them, and crypto systems. So they do seem like they're like a big chain link kind of competitor, but they already have partnerships with some of these other big boys who utilize them for the same reason, right? So they did integrate with them recently. Also, their TVL is rapidly increasing to 500 million already, which is actually a whole lot if you think about it. But also, for Solana fans, they're launching their testnet so that Solana dApps can come on board into Cosmos. This is the first of its kind. We hear about all these chains creating EVM compatibility. Very little creates it for Solana because Solana doesn't have a problem with scaling. But Solana does have problems with network outages, which Cosmos does not and Injective does not. So I think that's the reason why they're like trying to pull in Solana dApp makers to something else just as good, just as fast without all the network outages. So that could be the reason. But it gives me hope for Cosmos. Actually, Woo Network. And they're still relatively small. 22% day to day, but if you look at the week, it has been absolutely killing it. You look at the month, pretty good too. It went sideways and boom, it's really the last week. Why did Woo Network go up? What does this have to do with the current mini altcoin cycle? Well, first of all, Woo Network, they're like a CeFi DeFi play. They have trading platforms for both. Okay, they have their own DEX, and they also have their own platform where it's hooked up to the centralized exchanges. So they're kind of like in both, okay? But what's interesting about them is they have, at least their DEX, they do have chains that's spreading across, or network support with chains like Arbitrum, like ZK Sync, some of the most popular L2s out there. So I definitely think they are being carried up right now by the popularity of some of these other chains. So I looked into their their blog report for Q1. ZK Sync, I've been telling you guys about the big rise of ZK Sync, but also Arbitrum. They got actually a huge deposit of Arbitrum in here from the DAO. So these two things absolutely make a big difference with their DEX. And then their SEX, which is their centralized play, right? Basically, they allow people to trade in a very easy manner with zero fees on both of their platforms. But right now, I do think it really has to do with the integration. And also, this doesn't hurt. They were part of the Hong Kong Web3 Festival, and you know that Hong Kong is trying to go big with crypto right now, right? They're trying to become like the new crypto hub of Asia, not just China, but Asia, trying to pull companies away from Singapore and Dubai. They want to be the ultimate Web3 because it seems like China wants to take advantage of the situation right now, especially in the US. I'm seeing a lot of Congress and Circle basically having hearings about stable coins and how to regulate stable coins and how to introduce stable coins, right? A lot of you guys have been asking, are CBDCs good or are they Bitcoin killers, or what are your thoughts on them? Well, here's the thing. You look at CBDCs. You have the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, saying that they plan on launching a digital euro. And then you have others within the US saying that, yes, the Fed, Powell, is looking to come out with his own CBDC, right? So it makes you wonder, why all these hearings all of a sudden? Well, it makes sense. It's because all these government bodies want to come out with their own, and they want to shut everyone else down, right? It's really that simple. But is it good? No. Say no to CBDC, although I don't think we have much choice. It'll be forced upon us. But know that a digital currency controlled by the government, by central banks, is not good for anyone. In fact, it makes it worse because now they get to see everything. That's the whole point of this. They see everything. With cash, they can't track everything. You have cash, you spend it at a gas station, you go buy groceries, whatever you do with cash, right? You hide under your mattress. No one knows where it goes. But now you get paid in digital dollars and everything's digital. They know exactly where everything is going. Whether you're holding it, whether you're spending it, at what place, what time, the exact amount, right? Who it's going to. This is the whole point of CBDCs. And it's actually really bad. But does this threaten Bitcoin? No, because Bitcoin is a store of value. It's a commodity. It is a medium exchange, but still, this does not threaten Bitcoin. But does this threaten other stablecoin makers like Circle, for example, and USDC and USDT? Yes, because I think they're going to spend a lot of effort trying to regulate the space, so much so it may drive them out in favor for these new CBDCs, a new digital euro, a new digital dollar, and China already has their digital yuan, and everyone else coming out their digital CBDCs, right? Not a good thing. Not a good